Alrighty. Good afternoon, folks. Welcome to Smudcast number 450, Don't Watchmen. And that's a little clever take on the title of the series. This is from ER. This came out 3 years ago in November. Has nearly 1 million views. So it's obviously a cool video to watch. This is going to be one of those fun videos just like last time. We watched
there he is.
A great video.
Hey, Mark.
Hey, Mark.
I'm sorry. I mean, oh, hi, Mark. You never heard that one before, right?
No, I haven't. This is the first time.
What a story,
No one ever
Mark.
makes that joke. So anyway, how's your sex life?
Oh, very good, thank you. I just did. Oh, anyway, are we on?
Yes, we're live.
Yeah,
Oh.
we've been on. All of our, 5 viewers heard that.
Yeah.
Or however many people are watching right now. I don't know.
Anyway, what I was going to say is this is going to be another fun video, so very relaxing time for you guys. Just enjoy, pause it, have a good laugh, say some things, tell a side story. I don't care. ER is pretty cool.
Actually, I just recently read the original Watchmen comic, so...
Well, we're not talking about the original Watchmen comic.
Oh.
Yeah, but
We're talking about the HBO show.
I know, but like the HBO show expects you that like you did not see or read Watchmen. So
Because if you did, you'd be like, this is bullshit. This is not-
yeah, the entire premise. I remember seeing the first episode without the context.
I think Alan Moore though doesn't like the show too.
Well, Alan Moore doesn't
Alan
like...
Moore doesn't like
Yeah,
any
he doesn't like
adaptations.
anything.
Yeah,
to begin
Alan
with.
Moore famously likes exactly one adaptation of any of his work, and it's the Justice League cartoon episode adaptation of For the Man Who Has Everything, which is a good episode, by the way. I would recommend it. I would recommend the entire show, but For the Man Who Has Everything is a good episode.
Yeah. Well, he's a strange character. He doesn't like much of anything. Even the stuff he writes, he's like, oh, I wrote this for a bunch of males who like
Oh yeah, all of
superheroes.
how he hates all the fans of Watchmen who come up to him and say, "Man, I loved Rorschach," because he tried to write Rorschach as unlikable as possible. The problem, of course, is that Alan Moore is a horrible person and a nut bar. So when horrible people who are nut bars try to write unlikable characters, they write them to be uncompromisingly moral.
Yeah, he also has a problem with facial grooming and, well, just grooming in general. I don't know why he doesn't go to a barber every so often. I just don't think he cares anymore.
He's also in like a weird cult or something.
Yeah, he's a wizard.
It's-
That's why.
Yeah,
That's
that's what it
Mark's Karl Marx cosplay on.
Oh yeah,
I don't know
really.
why.
Karl Marx cosplay all year round, apparently.
Yes.
Never stopped. Yeah, he's a weirdo. Not to say his writing is bad. Obviously, he's influenced comics for a while.
Apart from it, I think I don't know. Everyone here agrees that he actually is a pretty good writer, even though he's a nut job.
He's pretty good. He's just nuts.
Yeah, sadly. Like, I try to compare him to the other great writers, like we have, like Neil Gaiman and...
Another writer from this British invasion that happened in DC, it's Grant Morrison. He kind of a loony too. Like, he likes to eat mushrooms and other things.
Well, I mean, lots of people love mushrooms in general. I love eating mushrooms, but not those.
Same here.
Not the
But not
psychedelic
the safe. Yeah, he likes the psychedelic
I
mushrooms.
didn't like eating mushrooms until recently.
ones. Oh, really? Yeah.
One of my roommates started putting different kinds of mushrooms into stuff.
Yeah, you have
So-
to know which the flavor profile you're going for. Sometimes they're too earthy. Sometimes they're not earthy at all. Sometimes you get them on pizza, and it's like, this is blech.
Well, I still don't like those, like, the button mushrooms you'll get when you order mushrooms on a pizza.
Sure.
But, like, he uses shiitake mushrooms
Oh, yeah.
for a lot of stuff, and those are good. So
That's a very earthy flavor, for sure, yeah. I think I've had a few
he does.
soups like that.
Yeah, he does a lot of Asian cooking, so they fit with a lot of that stuff.
Especially in sushi, a really fancy sushi, you'll find a shiitake mushroom on top, a slice of not roe, but mahi mahi. It's really fantastic. So, but that's Japanese cuisine. Anyway, I'd love to talk about food, but let's get on with the video. Here we go.
I was gonna say it'd be better than the video, but this is ER, so
yeah, it's a good.
We're
video.
not gonna be better than the video
It's
today.
a good video.
How about another joke, Murray?
Well, alright, it's been months.
What do you get when you take a beloved comic and put it into the hands of a hack that abandons the source and treats it like trash? I'll tell you what you get. You get HBO's Watchmen.
Fucking thing sucks!
Hello, darkness, old friend.
Oh god, ER is
Thought
so
DC
good.
might be turning this franchise around after I survived Joker with all my fellow glow-in-the-darkies. I mean, if you can't do the theme park spectacle of Marvel, might as well go all dark and realistic and shit, right? And how better to follow in that same vein than Watchmen on HBO? It's not like this is the CW or something. HBO is well known for their quality productions.
Oh god,
It's so many goddamn layers in these jokes.
it really
Yeah.
is, and like this is gonna be the whole video is just us playing
Just
it uninterrupted and breaking down, laughing at it.
So it's showing how good the video is. Look at here, all the layers of this video.
Oh
all
my
the
gosh.
jokes.
The coffee cup and
All right. Here is thank you for the donation. Deus Sex. Okay. Alan is a commie. Oh dear.
Oh,
And he accidentally made Rorschach too based and cool. Yeah, he did. And he literally wanted readers to root for Velt? Was it a Vate?
Vite.
Vade?
Wait, like Ozymandias?
V-E-I-D-T.
Seriously.
Ozymandias? Seriously?
I don't know if he actually does want people to root for Adrian Veidt. I don't know if we're really supposed to root for anybody.
Yeah, they're all kind of crazy, horrible.
I think the only characters that you can actually try to connect is the Owlman. And
Yeah,
the
Owlman
girl.
and Silk Spectre, sort of.
Yeah, the other guys are kind of weirdos.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if Veidt is supposed to really be a good guy, necessarily. Tyler Preston, he used Starbucks because in one episode of the last season of Game of Thrones, there was a Starbucks cup left in the shot.
Yeah, it's
that went
canon.
to air.
Starbucks is a thing in there.
Starbucks is overrated.
Anyway, because Alan worships a system that kills millions of people every time it's implemented.
Well,
He
not wrong,
do be a
actually.
commie, though.
Yeah, that's... I don't really care for people's economic affiliations, how they understand how the world works. Once you start going to political organizations that murder its own citizens, that's where I think a few of us with a rational mind go, yeah, that's probably not good for humanity ever.
Yeah, but you only get bad press if you murder citizens of particular backgrounds. So,
Oh, yeah? If you fight something not American, you're evil. But if you fight something American, you're fine.
oh, that's not what I meant.
Okay.
I'm just trying not to get the stream taken down.
It is even more specific.
All right.
Oh, wait a minute. We're covering an ER video. We're already screwed.
Yeah. Here's Great Scott. Thanks for the tip again. The only thing I kind of like was Ozzy in the HBO show, only because he's going to be Elon Musk in 10 years, who will build his own retreat on Mars alongside his many clones. Still a completely shit show. Oh, really? Okay.
I mean, Ozymandias in the show probably is Elon Musk. Like,
Right.
Damon Lindelof probably said, okay, I'm going to turn Adrian Veidt into Elon Musk.
Yeah, if Elon Musk started off as like Arnold Schwarzenegger, but went with technology after the bodybuilding experience.
Like that, I'm not even joking. Like, Damon Lindelof is enough of a hack that if he wanted to make a point, he would basically turn a villain in his show into, I mean, like I said, the Rorschach cult is essentially supposed to be the Proud Boys.
Oh, yeah.
If he hates you, he will be in his shows as
Yeah.
the villain.
Yeah.
All right. 44 seconds
I
in.
liked how initially it was planned that this shit would have a sequel, and then once it ended, he resigned and said well, my work is done. I think this is a complete series now. And it wasn't about the ratings at all. No. It was just because he had completed his work.
Yeah, he definitely told a
of-
complete story in that one season of television.
The amount of cope and seeding from David Lindelof.
Even the
don't know,
original Watchmen cliffhanger is less of a cliffhanger than the ending of this HBO show.
Yeah, and in the show, he makes it. I don't know if this was Alan Moore's thing or if this was Damon Lindelof, but you know how the movie ends with Rorschach, or the comic ends with Rorschach's journal ending up at a newspaper?
Yes, yeah, and it was just about to be picked up.
In the show, they turned it into a fringe conspiracy magazine.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that was Alan Moore's plan or if that was Damon Lindelof saying, okay, yeah, I have to make Rorschach the bad guy, so it's
Probably
just it's a
Lindelof
conspiracy
has-
rag.
I don't think Alan Moore would make the journal, the diary, a conspiracy thing. Because remember, Ozymandias' Utopia collapses afterwards.
All right. Anyway, we're 44 seconds in. We can probably start again if we really wanted to, just to enjoy all the jokes, but let's just keep going instead.
Yep.
Quality Productions. So how can they possibly fuck this up?
I got a nose for white supremacy and he smells like bleach.
Well, I could just see that coming.
Everybody laugh.
Who botches the Watchmen? Oh. To be clear, it's not a straight adaptation. It's a quasi-sequel set some 30 years after the events from the comic. So I can't avoid spoilers as I talk about it. And I have to talk about it. But just one episode. I'm not watching the rest of Watchmen. Fuck that noise. Watch Persons opens during the Tulsa riots of 1921, based on a true event. And since Nazis and blacks seem to be the only people with any interest in these events, I actually know a little something about it. So, a little history for you. It all started when a fella named Dick Rowland was accused of assaulting a 17-year-old white girl in Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hashtag believe all women.
Yeah, and notice that in the show they have the bomber, which has now become part of the zeitgeist, where whenever people who are obsessive about this event talk about the Tulsa riots, they always bring up the bombers, except there's no actual evidence the U.S. Army sent any bombers to drop fire bombs on any of this. We don't actually know that it happened. And in also the death tolls are supposedly in the hundreds. We have confirmation of maybe 30 people dying. Everything else is from survivors, quote unquote, who definitely have no reason to exaggerate and definitely have crystal clear memories of something that happened 100 years ago.
Okay, here is
Anyway,
Spunk Spiegel. I've said it before, but I think a better idea for a villain in HBO Watchmen would be a group of former child soldiers working to undermine Vade's plan and throw the world into chaos as revenge for murdering their father figure. That'd be pretty weird.
Fight doesn't die, though.
Or his clones do? I can't remember.
He's still alive at the end.
Yeah.
Rorschach dies at the end.
But they don't know that, apparently, so they take revenge on whoever did it. Okay. Cool. Doing well.
Was in full effect, so Dick was taken in. And though by most accounts the sheriff wanted to keep Dick from being lynched, the white crowd that showed up at the courthouse probably wasn't too reassuring. In solidarity, some black folks showed up as well, with guns. An exchange of fire eventually broke out, which devolved into a shootout, killing 10 whites and 2 blacks. After which, Whitey showed up to forcibly gentrify the black community. Blacks defended, and bada bing bada boom, a riot. There's a lot of ambiguity still surrounding this though. For instance, we don't know if Dick really assaulted the girl or not. We don't even have a record of what she said. As for how many people died in total, well, now that's an interesting one. The death toll estimates range from 30-something all the way to 300, although they still haven't found the bodies to indicate the larger numbers. I'm sure they'll hit pay dirt someday. Wild as this race riot was though, HBO's Watchmen still felt the need to Hollywood the shit out of it. They got Klansmen everywhere, blacks aren't fighting back at all, instead handing the guns off to the women to do fuck all with, and dynamite is being thrown from planes. A lot of shit happened, but not that shit. Maybe Whitey dropped turpentine bombs or gasoline from planes, though it likely had little or no real effect on the riot itself. Could have just had them burning buildings down, guys. Don't have to go full Michael Bay. Well, anyway, as Tulsa's getting tossed, these parents are trying to get their kid out. They run as slowly as humanly possible so we can get a good look at all the carnage. They meet up with another pair with a baby, put the kid in their car, and decide to stay behind. It's not enough of an emergency for a tight fit. As the kid looks back on the ruination, there's a massive explosion and then bam. Nighttime. The kid wakes up to the car totaled. So, was the car tossed this far by the explosion? No, of course not. But then why put the car on its side all the way out here? Why cut from an explosion there as if it caused what happened here? Whatever, the kid and the baby are fine, although the kid's totally nonplussed reaction to the adults being dead suggests something's off. Oh wow, that floating text looks really good. Present day. A rap lover is hauling his cabbages in his truck when a cop pulls him over. Whoa, hey, look at that role reversal. But why is he wearing a mask? They looking for Kira tonight? The cop is suspicious of this humble cabbage merchant's wares, so he goes to get permission to unlock his gun. I'm sorry, unlock? The only conceivable purpose for the cops dressing like Crips is for their own protection. If things are so bad out there for cops, then they wouldn't place extremely heavy restrictions on their guns like this. They just wouldn't. These two...
No, really, like, who wrote this crap?
David Lindelof.
Yeah.
Like, you can tell he's trying to do some kind of, like, bait and switch where it's like, look at, you know, this is, I guess, commentary on, like, cops shooting unarmed black people or whatever. But what?
Yeah. It's a bit weird to have this sort of face covering in this scenario. There's really no especially this is what, 2019 or whatever, especially in this time. So it's like, what's going on? Why is this happening? Who's doing this? What's the point? So there has to be a story behind that. Spunk Spiegel, again, sorry to clarify, a group of child soldiers under the comedian's plan.
Oh, the comedian.
Oh, the comedian.
That makes more sense.
That makes a lot more sense.
They wanted to undermine Vate's plan as revenge for Vate killing the comedian who they viewed as... Was it ever revealed who killed the comedian?
Yeah,
Ozymandias.
But to the public.
Did.
Not to the public.
Not to the public, yeah.
Okay, so how would they have found out? Like, who would have told them?
David Lindelof.
I'm pretty sure that would have been in Rorschach's journal, because I think that's why he was confronting Vite at the North Pole, is because he found out that Vite had killed the comedian.
And they viewed him as a surrogate father figure, a sort of...
like, Vite, I'm sure, like, he sent the copy of the journal. Like, they definitely had the lead that, like, Vite has something to do with the plot itself, but, like, did he do the murder itself? I'm unsure.
Yeah.
I mean, we see in the movie that he did the murdering. I don't remember if it was in the comic.
In the comic, it was
Rorschach
obvious that it was
finds
him killing the comedian.
They showed it in the comic.
Yeah.
This is a sort of beasts of no nation sort of deal. So these kids are just pretty much these children of the comedian, or I don't know, they see the comedian as their leader figure. Which is strange, because he was just a guy that was it wasn't causing chaos. He was just enjoying beating people up. He was kind of a sadist. So, okay. You can go that route with just a violent group of people who are crazy. Sounds fair.
Like David Lindelof did with the Rorschach.
I know it's popular. The Joker. He's a great character. Let's make a bunch of people who follow the Joker like here. Okay, sure. Very original. Okay.
Scenarios don't align whatsoever. The scene quickly goes from tense to just laughable as the officer begs to have his gun freed and the mechanism keeps jamming.
Stop! Please! I beg you!
Police brutality must be impossible in this universe, seeing as police can't even protect themselves, much less anyone else. Then the cabbage merchant kills the cop, no problem.
Okay. You got him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who the fuck
No,
would
no,
waste an
that's
entire
such a
magazine?
Was that an
for
Uzi? Like, what the hell? Where'd that come from? Is that
I
even
don't
legal?
know. I mean, you can use, well, depending
Not in
on the
Canada.
state.
Yeah, but can you imagine having like an automatic just under the glove compartment or something? You're just like, yeah, okay. Just pull this
I
up.
mean, why not?
I think depending on the
Cop
state,
might
you can have.
want to stop you on the road.
Yeah.
You gotta be prepared.
Just be careful to not cross the state's lines with it.
I'm just gonna like unload 16 rounds into this guy just to be safe, in case I don't get a ticket. You know.
And
All right.
he's gonna survive this, by the way.
Oh yeah, you kidding? What the fuck? Okay. Oh boy. All right.
Do you think you got him?
Is this parody of the libs or pro-gun propaganda? Can't tell. Don't fuck with a man's cabbages, I guess.
You threw
Turns
a-
out the
What?
rap-loving merchant
You
just
threw a cabbage at him? What?
Yes.
Well, let me see that.
pro-gun propaganda. Can't tell.
I'm not. Why would you leave articles from your person at the scene of the crime?
Who knows? But I love this. I love. Oof.
Because white supremacists are stupid people.
It's like, why is there a head of cabbage in this cop car? Like, how did that get there?
Was there any connection to Rorschach and the cabbage? Because like the only giveaway for Rorschach was pretty much that he likes to eat beans, like cold beans, out of a can.
That's right, yeah.
That would have been more hilarious. Like he just threw like a can of beans at the car.
It goes
Like
donk.
said like Rorschach is back, bitch.
It zooms in on the can of beans. And then,
Can of
and then
beans.
it fades back to a flashback of Rorschach eating beans. It's like, oh yeah, I get
Yes.
it. Oh.
I don't know why.
This is so stupid.
Don't fuck with a man's cabbages, I
But-
guess. Turns out the rap-loving merchant just doesn't like blacks. Subverted my expectations there. In fact, he's part of a white supremacist terrorist group called the
Oh,
7th Cavalry,
God.
whose stated goal is to exterminate the black filth from Tulsa. Also,
The streets of Tulsa will turn into extended gutters, overflowing with liberal tears.
Is this a parody?
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, I can't. That's like.
Tears.
Oh, why do Hollywood writers write like that?
You can see the guy who said was clearly thinking I did the best writing of my career.
This is the same level of writing when that Marvel writer was writing Red Skull as Dr. Beamson.
Yeah, right. When you literally just quoting, or not just him. It's like all those times they try to write Red Skull. It just they put the words of the people they don't like into the mouth of Red Skull.
Yeah.
Even if it doesn't make any sense for Red Skull to be talking like that. And then when people point it out and they're like, look, Red Skull is saying this stuff that's look at how ham-handed they're being by making Red Skull say this stuff.
Yeah.
I always see somebody has to chime in with, oh, well, if your political opinions fit so easily into the mouth of Red Skull, maybe you should question them. I'm like, that's not
That's
how
not
it
how
works.
this works.
This is like
No.
the level.
Just because somebody else wrote Red Skull that way does not mean that Red Skull, the character, is acting in his character.
Yeah, the level of research they did to understand the I guess the buzzwords of the right or whatever was at the time. It's like, okay, go to Etsy or the dailywire.com, go to the merch section and see if there's some like buzzword. Oh, liberal tears. I'll use that. That works. I'll put that in a speech. It's the depth of understanding of these people. All right. Here's the.
It is ending being cringe-worthy.
All right. Here is the Mad Cabbager. Thanks for the 5. That'll teach you punks not to touch my cabbages. Oh. Okay.
Throw the cabbages at the criminals and they will run.
Well. And the Giga Chad. Hey, Giga Chad, thanks. Rorschach seems to eat beans and sugar cubes almost exclusively. My man must be shitting mountains on the regular. Also, light spoiler, Sally Jupiter takes up the mantle of comedian. You know, the man she despised her whole life. What?
Wait, seriously?
Sally Jupiter.
Sally Jupiter is Silk Spectre.
Yeah. What?
She becomes
she is on the show.
See, I haven't watched this.
That honestly doesn't make too much sense.
No,
it doesn't.
Wait, the old lady?
No, the daughter, not the old lady.
Yeah.
Lori Jupiter, her mom, the first Silk Spectre.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
She's technically an old lady. Yeah.
Hold on.
Sally was the old lady.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh yeah, no. Lori, the daughter, is the one who becomes the new comedian.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Her father, who raped her mother, who she hated. She takes his identity. What?
Wasn't it revealed at the end of the comic book that like the mother actually loved the comedian? Like it's just like they just had like a really shitty relationship.
I mean,
I don't know.
Yeah,
it's
kind of, but it was still rape. So
yes.
Yeah, it doesn't make the act less worse.
All right, little different.
Oh, and apparently they broke up her and Night Owl just because.
Just because. Oh, jeez. Give her a break. All right, fine, fair. Does it as spite? Weird from a revenge, but yeah, okay, sure.
Whores and race traitors will shout, "Save us!" We will whisper, "No."
And they're the bad guys? So you might be wondering, why the Rorschach masks? If you ask Esquire journal whiz Matt Miller, it's because Rorschach was right-wing, misogynistic, and homophobic. So it naturally follows that white supremacists would co-opt his likeness. Well, Moore has said he intended Rorschach to be an extremely...
But here's the thing is, no, he wasn't. I mean, I guess you could argue misogynist because he hated... He was kind of gynophobic after walking in on his mom having sex with a John. But the closest we ever get to Rorschach being a homophobe is that at one point when he's doing an internal monologue about Ozymandias, he says, possibly homosexual, must investigate further. That's it.
Yeah, that's it. That was the only reference
only mention of homosexuality throughout the series. There's a lot better case to be made that he's repulsed by the idea of sex more than he is by the idea of gay people or women. Because he walked in on his mother having sex with a John when he was a kid.
Yeah, that was was that part of the interview he did with the psychologist? He had to draw his fear or whatever he sees in his
I think
nightmares.
so.
Yeah, it was this crazy kid's drawing. Yeah, disturbing stuff, but that's Rorschach. Anyway.
Right-wing character. And you can't deny the dude's got it out for the liberal menace. Our guy's also no fan of whores, which I suppose Maddie assumes women mostly are, nor is he chanting gay rights. So of course, white supremacy
That was
is
it.
the
We
next...
just saw the entire mention of homosexuality by Rorschach. He just showed it on screen, like I said.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's it. That's Rorschach's thoughts on the gays. Is that he thinks Adrian Veidt might be gay. And I guess that makes him a homophobe because he thinks a man might be gay.
Oh, boy.
Box to tick, right? Then Matthew emphasizes his point by bringing up how more called Rorschach fans smelly incels, basically. Alright, Matty Boy Genius can believe what he wants to believe, but I have a small bone to pick with Moore here. I get that Rorschach is supposed to be lampooning the masked vigilante as the justice-obsessed crusader archetype is rendered all too real, but I don't think Moore necessarily succeeds in making him look bad. Why should I care if Rorschach showers only twice a week when his surroundings are so dark and seedy and disgusting anyway? I certainly don't care that Rorschach might be a sleazy zealot when his obsession is the only thing that even attempts to stop Vight's plan. So my issue is this. If Rorschach is such a bad example, why make him the best option in the Watchmen setting? As I read Watchmen, I figured the name Rorschach was because you, the reader, were meant to see what you wanted in the mask, in a realistic take on the superhero ideal.
And there you go. Like I said earlier, Alan Moore doesn't actually understand right-wingers because he's a left-winger and they universally don't understand the way right-wing people think and act. So when he tries to write a dark satirical take on one, he makes him like rigidly moral and steadfast and upright.
It's almost bizarre. Like, you should know what you wrote, and you're like, okay, this character is like he's like a dog with a bone. He's gonna keep going after what he believes in is right. It's like, that's a hero character.
And making him, like ER just said, making him stinky and socially awkward doesn't make him immoral. It just makes him stinky and socially awkward.
Yeah.
He's obsessed with justice, pretty much. That's why he doesn't do those mundane things.
Yeah, he has that old trench coat that was bloodied, and he just puts the little box in the bottom of his floorboards. He's like, oh, I need a trench coat again. Let me just pick up that old one.
And Owlman even mentions that like Rorschach doesn't even give a fuck about how he wears the coat anymore. Like he said, like he used to like tie in the buttons correctly. He doesn't care anymore. He's just so obsessed with the black and white justice he has. This is moral.
And you can argue that he's, messy and kind of a pitiful person as Walter Kovacs, but he's also, like ER said, he's also the only one actually trying to stop this mass murderous plan of Adrian Veitz.
Yeah, all the other Watchmen are just sort of getting their lives messed up or trying to bring them back and trying to relive their glory or whatever. He's the
problem is...
Yeah, he's the only one doing the job. Like, everyone else is just scattered.
Yeah, the problem, of course, is that Alan Moore is a utilitarian. So Alan Moore thinks it's bad to be morally uncompromising.
Oh boy. Well,
this is an issue where of moral dissonance, where you actually have a moral code, and since Alan Moore is
a communist,
he doesn't understand what it means to have a moral code.
Yeah, and
he thinks it's weird and dirty and bad for you to have a moral code.
Yeah, if you read the Communist Manifesto, that's one of the 4 things that communism wants to take away from society, which is morals. It's the last one, actually. Which should be an eye turner or a head turner for anyone who's like, oh, that's not.
That's kind of bad.
That's not what you.
Like I
read.
said, the only reason that communists get better press than certain other groups is because
certain German groups
is because the people that they killed weren't part of particular minority subgroups. And so they get better press. That's all. They just the ideology has better PR.
All right. Here is Crumb. Hey, Crumbs, thanks for the $9.99. Hey guys, what's good? What's the consensus of ER here? Positive, neutral, or negative? I would say we all pretty much enjoy ER's work.
Oh, ER is great.
Yeah,
ER is
a blessing.
He's very entertaining. He doesn't mince words, and he makes it very honest, straightforward stuff. So,
yeah, ER is wonderful. We are covering ER because we like him and we want to not kill ourselves sometimes.
yeah, it's great watching this guy. And
Sometimes watching good stuff is actually beneficial.
yeah, no. This is the second day in a row we're doing a good video, so it's always great. And here's another $9.99 from Mr. Crumb. I love your sombrero there. It's great. Isn't it kind of sick how Alan Moore tries to play apologetics for Veidt? I hate how people try and pretend that Watchmen's ending is morally ambiguous. It isn't. Oh my god.
I find it weird Alan Moore trying to protect Ozymandias' plan.
Well, yeah, like I said,
weird
he's
because if that's his honest thoughts about it, and it's just weird because like everything else in Watchmen is just solid. So if I didn't know that Alan Moore actually thought that Ozymandias' idea was like a good ending for him, then because pretty much I felt like Rorschach was the only hero left who had like
he was
the true morals.
I mean, all men kind of.
All men gave in to the horny. That's it. That's it. And Dr. Manhattan was just not giving a fuck anymore.
Yeah, once you get to the last 25% of the book, you're like, who am I really following aside from Dr. Manhattan? Because he's the guy who could do anything. So it's like, all right, whatever with him. Who's actually pulling the strings? But who are you following to get there? It's Rorschach. He's the guy who's doing all the work. So
right. And we're supposed to be against that because I don't know. Because Rorschach... See, it's funny because, like, I guess we're supposed to see that Rorschach was bad because of how brutally he killed the guy he killed in his flashback.
Well,
but that guy was a pedophile.
Just imagine, like, take the JLA. Imagine the JLA was written in, if they all have their own lives and they're not all perfect. And they all have, like, one may have a drinking problem. I don't know. Maybe Diana gets bored and just, I don't want to deal with people anymore. I want to go back to my sisters. And they're all just sort of lazing about. Batman would be like, get the hell out of my way. I got work to do. And he doesn't give a shit. He's going to do whatever Batman does best. That would be the same story. Because he's a detective. Of course he's going to never stop. That's what Batman does. Out of all of his virtues and vices, Batman will never give up. And that's what we would follow. We'd be following the story of Batman while Superman is, going on dates with Lois and whatever is happening with Aquaman, no one cares. So, all these other things would be happening, but you're really following the story of Batman. And that's what's happening in The Watchmen. The one guy who does the job seriously, doesn't care about fame, doesn't care about money, doesn't care about anything else, really. Like, he doesn't care except justice. And that's what he's doing. So he's a very likable character because he's so pure.
I don't know if Alan Moore likes to be a contrarian to be just a contrarian, but I don't think he actually believed this when he wrote the Watchmen.
I don't either. I really don't either. Yeah.
I think he's doing that because people like the comic and he dislikes Warner Brothers.
If you can write characters that way so specifically, and then you say, "Oh, he's just a right-wing, extremist," you're just like, "What? No, that doesn't even begin to characterize Rorschach." That's
Alan Moore really hates the big two. Like, I think he's doing this thing just to piss off the DC and Marvel, and DC in specific. But I do not believe
Steve Ditko too, because it was. If you don't know, if anybody here on the panel or in chat doesn't know, Watchmen was originally going to be written with Steve Ditko's comic characters. So
Mr. Ray.
So Rorschach is a combination of Mr. A and the Question, basically. So this is that's an element of it too. Is Steve Ditko, if I remember correctly, is, I think, an objectivist. And Alan Moore really hates that.
Yeah, he like Steve Ditko like Ayn Rand books and the ideology of objectivism.
Yeah. So,
All right.
and like Owlman was originally Blue Beetle. Oh yeah, Mr. A was actually very I guess he's A named after Ayn Rand, which is why he's Mr. A.
Yeah, the character Mr. A as well as the question, they're all very similar. Rorschach is very similar to them as well. So,
yeah. Well, Rorschach was going to be the question. And then I guess DC Comics said, no, you can't use these characters for your miserable, your dark, gritty misery porn. So make your own. Because originally, like, Dr. Manhattan was going to be Captain Atom.
Oh, really? Wow.
Yeah.
That would actually make some sense, but, you know.
I kind of enjoy that Watchmen is its own thing.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to include like all those other DC elements.
I agree, yeah.
I don't think it is anymore because...
I don't care what happened to it because it's not that anymore, so it's not official. In my mind. I completely don't give a fuck.
Alan Moore's a weirdo, and leave him alone.
So I was wrong. Apparently, Alan Moore did approve of one other adaptation of his work, and it was like a tabletop RPG version of
really?
Like a tabletop sequel.
Seriously?
Wow. Interesting. Okay.
And he approved of it to the point where he actually helped add some creative details to it. So
yeah, no,
there you go. You got two things: tabletop game and an episode of Justice League.
All right. Here's Rorschach did nothing wrong. Thanks for the tip. And remember, communists get better PR because, as Yuri Bezmenov revealed, communists infiltrated the media and academia and astroturfed it to their liking. And if Moore wanted to lampoon right-wingers, he should have used the comedian.
Well, I think the comedian was also supposed to be a satirical take on right-wing. I get right-wing militarism, really.
Maybe, yeah.
Militarism in general, I think.
And maybe
the gun.
Maybe he was trying to call right-wingers, I don't know, imperialist, maybe because the comedian fought in Vietnam and well, impregnated and murdered a Vietnamese woman and stuff.
Yeah, so he used rubber bullets because that's what they were only allowed to use because you can't go running around with a live gun in certain places. All these other things they made the comedian be. But yeah, no one was perfect. They were real people. That the great appeal of Watchmen to the average reader was like, these are people trying to be superheroes, and they're not.
Yeah, that's the thing. The comedian he's not so black and white too. He's actually pretty gray because he has some common sense, especially during the Watchmen years.
He's clearly supposed to be on the darker side, and I don't think you're supposed to like him, but he's also, he's not like an entirely irredeemable piece of garbage.
Yeah. Okay.
In the end, you would be left with the question, is there really something noble about not compromising on your justice, even in the face of Armageddon? Or is Rorschach just a creepy weirdo who needs to calm down? Maybe something in between, a bit of both? Well, according to the creator, Rorschach's just a creepy weirdo. And Deckard's a replicant, and the Avatar is a human bandana. Fuck everything. Oh yeah, the show. That cop survived? Miracle Man.
Yes.
Let's skip ahead to our main lady, Detective Angela, who's daylighting as a baker. She demonstrates to a classroom of kids the correct way to put a bun in the oven.
Those walls are strong, but they won't stay that way if just even a little bit of yolk gets mixed in with the whites. So, that's why we gotta separate them.
Yo, I can see Snyder
symbolism.
consulted on this. After lying to the kids about not being a cop, little fat boy over here decides to drop an N-bomb.
Why is it despite being only 13% of the population, they do?
Excuse me? Did you pay for Redfordation?
Yeah, so in this universe, there are reparations for blacks, called Redfordations, after the president, Robert Redford.
What? Redford? What? What the fuck?
Redfordations, because Robert Redford is the president in this universe.
Who the hell thought that was clever?
Because at the end of Watchmen, the guy makes the joke. He's like, Robert Redford. Why would an actor ever be the president? Which the movie writers got even less subtle, and they changed it to have him saying Ronald Reagan. Who would vote for an actor for president? Because of course, Ronald Reagan.
Yeah.
I forget when was Watchmen published in the mid '80s. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Should have been.
I think it was in the mid 80s.
85 or what?
86.
Okay, 86.
Depending on the.
Oh yeah, 80. So yeah, in the comic, he says that it ends with the guy at the newspaper going, "Who'd vote for an actor for president?" Talking about Robert Redford. So Robert Redford is the president in this universe, and I think he's on like term number 7.
What?
Well, Richard Nixon is on like I think term number 5 in the movie or the comic.
Yeah, in the comic and in the movie.
Did they change the rules in the Constitution?
Apparently, or they never
It's an
passed it in
alternative
the
universe
first
where
place
they won the
after.
Vietnam War as well.
Okay.
So
Yeah, I get they may have never passed that amendment after FDR in the Watchmen universe,
Wow.
but yeah, and I think in that timeline, Richard Nixon won. Like he's been the president that long because he won his first election against Kennedy. I don't remember all the details of the backstory. It's been a while, but yeah, in the movie they made it even less subtle than naming Robert Redford by just using Ronald Reagan. So in the show, Robert Redford is the president,
Right.
and I guess they pay black people reparations, which they call Redfordations.
Oh my god, that's.
But did you hear the text to speech he put over the kid's line?
yes, that was just
That was funny.
That was good stuff.
that was chef's kiss.
All right, here's.
God, I miss ER.
For the third $9.99 super chat. Thank you, sir. Wait, is there a Watchmen tabletop game? Honestly, a 60s and 70s inspired superhero game actually sounds kind of fun. If it was made roughly today with certain rule sets, maybe. Yeah, I can see that happening.
Watchmen tabletop game.
I'm sure it exists.
Apparently, it's from 1987.
Wow. Huh.
And it was not a full game. It was an adventure module and a supplemental for an existing DC Heroes
Ah, yes, that makes more sense.
tabletop game. I see now. Okay.
Yeah.
I think he hates this thing nowadays. Because he hates everything's related to the big two.
anything that he was popular for, he's just like, oh, I hate it. It's all these.
Well, I
geeks."
believe so that like after a year or two after this, he got fucked over by DC because technically he said like after Watchmen is sold out and it's out of print, he will get the rights. Was the contract, but Watchmen was so popular it never got out of print, so he never got his money that he won.
That could explain why he's so angry. I don't know.
That could explain why he's a communist now.
I don't know. It's a weird guy. There's many reasons why people have these thoughts and don't go back, and you're just like, okay, whatever.
There was an interview with him where somebody asked him what he thinks about Stan Lee and Ditko, and he spends like 7 minutes ranting like how much he hates Stan Lee.
Oh
but
my
like
God.
I think that because like
Why?
he was at an interview where they tried to like get Stanley to admit that like he didn't invent Spider-Man and it was Steve Ditko, and he said like he didn't had his lawyer back then, so because like he couldn't come to the meeting, and they kept asking Stanley for at least to get him the truth. And he kept saying that, in my opinion, Steve Ditko created Spider-Man. But like after that, he said like he doesn't like these people because they never get their true characters and the rights for them, and they will just like take it away from you. Like I just feel like he will never let go of that fucking thing.
Yeah, well.
It will follow him to the death, pretty much.
So here's Crumb in chat. Smudboy, so in the show they make it so black survivors of the Tulsa riots pay 0 taxes. Okay, interesting.
That's. I wanted that privilege.
Yeah, well, I just heard today that my wonderful sister state of Quebec is making plans to tax the unvaccinated, as for some reason that's bad because the hospitalization rate is so high.
Well, it is racist,
Well, you're effectively
apparently
making a 2-tier system of citizens. I mean, it's
apparently there's several companies here in the U.S. who are increasing their employees' health insurance premiums if they don't get vaccinated.
Which was it? What was the company that I just heard it on Twitter like this morning? It was trending. Some company, I can't remember who. If you're unvaccinated, you don't get bonuses. What the hell was it? I can't remember.
You don't get bonuses?
I don't know. It was something like some sort of thing in their contract. They're just changing around for the sake of it. And it was the strangest thing. Was it a parcel service? I can't remember what the hell it was. Anyway.
UPS. FedEx.
Hey, when COVID deaths reached 6 million,
DHL.
Can we say that it was the Holocaust?
It's kind of like the common cold makes you a weirdo. It's like, I'm no longer a Canadian. I'm a second-tier Canadian. It's like, what is happening here? How did that work out? And then it's summertime and everyone's fine. You're like, yeah, I guess I'm okay.
Is it like that in Canada as well? Because it is like here in Europe. That like once summer comes, like all the COVID restrictions just go away. And magically, no case numbers.
It will happen. This year will happen.
Wow, it's like COVID is some kind of coronavirus that's more prevalent in the winter or some
people don't know that
ridiculous thing like
the common
that.
cold involves
that might be
the coronavirus. It always has.
Always has been.
Yeah.
It's like we call winter cold and flu season or something.
Viruses and bacteria are just happen to be there more often for various reasons.
Because coronaviruses exist and reproduce more in the winter.
Yeah. Airborne. How does that work? I don't know. Yeah.
They have found coronavirus in animals, even though that's where it came from in the first place.
Yeah, I know. Fun times. Anyway, back to the wonderful video.
Seems a little unnecessary, if you ask me. Could have just kept calling them welfare benefit. A little beige knight rushes to Angela's rescue. One bloodied nose later, he's in Angela's car. It's her son, Topher, who's either adopted or has the whitest dad on earth direct depositing his Redfordations.
I heard him.
He's a racist.
He's not racist, but he's off to a good start.
Yeah, if only someone had stopped me. Suddenly, rain. Or wait, no, squid. Yeah, squid just periodically falls from the sky in this universe.
Remember
White's still fucking
Watchmen?
with everybody, even.
Wait.
Yeah.
Wait, what is happening?
Squid apparently fall from the
squid
sky
monster?
because do you remember the squid alien from the end of Watchmen?
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
just because.
So squid fall from the sky because do you remember that?
Wait, what?
Do you remember that?
There was a giant mutated alien DNA thing.
Yeah, but it was a squid. Do you remember squid? Do you remember that?
But not falling from the sky like rain.
No. You're overthinking this. Do you remember that? That's it.
I remember.
This is so
That's
stupid.
the whole reason. It's there because do you remember that?
There's no explanation. There's no
Well, I'm sure there's an explanation, but the reason they made that as a creative decision is because do you remember that?
Okay. Yeah, these writers need to be sacked.
It is nostalgia baiting at his heart.
This is retarded. I mean, I guess some East Coasters would be like, "Oh, this is free seafood from the sky."
Remember
I'm going to
Squid
save
Part?
so much on my calamari tonight.
Yeah, but my seafood salad is going to be extra salty, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, I'm not complaining. If it's free food.
Yeah,
Come
no.
on,
Yeah, if
this
you
guy.
boil it well enough so that you make sure you kill everything in it.
Well, yeah, no, it's just, what is
Yep.
it, the water cycle? Like, how'd these get in the clouds? How'd they be more lighter than air? I don't know. This is fine.
Because they were in Watchmen.
Yeah.
It took them 30 years to travel back to Earth
Yeah.
after the original squid was to explode.
After 50 billion years of evolution, squid have managed to procreate in the air and mature and then fall in the
They
rain.
come out of the water and starts reproducing.
It's amazing.
in the clouds.
Yeah. They're photosynthetic. I don't know. The fuck? So stupid.
Yes.
Okay.
3 decades later, at least when Angela gets home, all signs of squidpore are just gone.
Yeah.
Do the houses
Yeah.
have four-
Yeah. Come
Oh,
on.
seriously, why are her kids so white?
Are you telling me a bunch of aquatic life forms are
Does
falling?
that say City of Tulsa squid maintenance?
Yeah.
Oh no, road
There's-
maintenance.
Oh,
Okay.
No, there's a squid on the.
Yeah,
on
there's a
the-
squid
on the
logo, but
flag.
it says road maintenance.
I'm just like,
Well,
come
you'll
on.
need
If
to-
you're launching organisms from the sky onto a geographical area of several kilometers or several miles, it's going to be messy. You know, you're going to get splatter. You're going to get like giblets all over the place.
And apparently, even though like hailstones, even if they're small, will
Yeah,
break
exactly.
like
Yeah.
windows,
Exactly.
entire fish falling from the sky don't do
When
anything.
you get terminal
It gets
velocity,
super clean.
those are basically rocks. Yeah.
But seriously, why are her kids so white?
Yeah.
I think she adopted then.
Wait. That's her husband?
I
Yes.
think so.
Holy crap.
He just said she was getting home.
Oh. All right.
Why are her kids so white?
That's interesting.
I guess they are probably adopted. That's a thing that Hollywood likes to do now.
Yeah.
Like it happened with it happens in The Flash. It happened in the Fantastic Four reboot where they have the adopted white kid, and he's being adopted by a black family, or she, because it was Sue Storm in Fantastic Four.
It doesn't bother me. I
No,
think
it doesn't.
happens.
It's not that it bothers me. It's just like the relative numbers for those things.
But I agree. It is a trope. It's a common trope.
I mean, like the adopted the numbers are not conducive to how often it happens in movies. I mean, it doesn't happen super often in movies, but it's usually the other way around. Is my
Yeah,
point.
the inverse is more common.
All right, here is Great Scott. Thank you for the $1. Do you remember that thing you never saw on the big screen because Snyder was a puss? Let's do it to make it look like we gave a shit about the comics, but also change it and never explain it.
Oh yeah, because in the movie he just makes the half New York City explode, didn't he?
Yeah, it was something.
and he
something...
makes it so that it looks like it was Dr. Manhattan who did it.
Yes. Yeah, it was so stupid.
So there was no giant squid?
No giant squid at all.
Really? So how do they tie in the alien DNA?
I guess like in the movie, it's that Ozymandias like baited Manhattan to come back to New York and cause the thing. But I really can't remember.
So everyone's up against, like everyone's going to fight Dr. Manhattan who just doesn't...
No. He just like arrives to New York and then realizes that they have to go to Antarctica to confront Ozymandias.
Oh. But how does the world realize that it's Dr. Manhattan who did the bomb?
The U.S. military has been monitoring Dr. Manhattan. That's how.
Yeah,
because they have been like
it gets a
detecting like
hand
if there
wave.
any like Soviet missiles launching at them or not.
Yeah, it gets a hand wave that that they just he made it look like it was Dr. Manhattan. Energy signature or whatever. I don't even know.
The explosion in the movie they show the explosion was blue.
That is, it kind of takes away the whole planning of what Ozymandias was trying to do, like, you know, behind the scenes. Now it's just like a strategy to get someone to look like they did something.
The entire point of the scene as well.
You know what is funny? Dr. Manhattan say, yeah, that's a good plan.
Really?
You can blame me.
You can blame. Oh, really?
Yep.
Oh, okay, that's
so I looked, and apparently it's about 2% of all adoptions are black parents adopting white children.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, despite being 2% of the population.
Yeah.
No, despite being 13% of the population.
They only do
black
2%
parents only
of
adopt about 2% of white children.
Okay.
Well, I'm happy for the kids. That's all.
All right. Here's 210-505. Thank you for the 5. Check out Macabre Storytelling Watchmen video. It's good. I like to call it Macabre because I like letters. But okay, we'll check it out.
Or
somebody
in Portuguese,
put that in the
Macabre.
suggestions channel.
Yeah. Okay. Halfway
we'll
done.
See if it's any good.
Let's keep going.
Force fields? Oh my god, what have you done to the flag? That looks abominable. Abominable! And it looks like Angela really does keep her yolk and white separate, so Topher is adopted.
For that amount of stars, how much states did the US annex it?
Let's run it back a little and count.
You want to count the pizza of stars? Okay.
Yes, I want to count how many stars are on the flag.
Oh my god, what have you done to the flag? That looks abominable.
All right. I'll start from the inside out if you guys want to discuss amongst yourselves while I count.
I think they got the Canada and Vietnam, as I stated. And Mexico, but I don't know why would they get Mexico.
It's in the same ballpark. It's not a big deal. But why would they do it this shape? Like, this is odd.
Yeah, it looks ugly.
Like, it's just there's nothing in the middle. It's just this big meh.
They should at least place the eagle on the middle.
No. The eagle is too racist.
Yeah, if they wanted to do something like that, to frame it as racism, they should have placed the eagle.
It looks like there's the same number anyway, so it's not a big deal. 52, right? Anyone else get that? No.
I guess they annexed Japan, so that's why.
Yeah, I know. It reminds me too much of like a Japanese flag, and it's like it's not. You know, why bother doing that?
I count 50, which would be the same number of states. So
they simply just changed the flag out of nowhere.
Somebody said 51 and somebody said 49. So
well, at
maybe
the
I'm
end of
miscounting,
Watchmen, didn't they make fusion between the Soviet Union and the United States? Because you see that everything has turned into that, like they have like Russian-owned businesses, and that was the utopia that Wade was doing.
Apparently, it's 51. So
51, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, the same numbers.
And that's Vietnam.
I guess the show doesn't mention
Vietnam
anything about the Soviets or the
War.
Russians, pretty much.
Yeah, I just did a search.
That would make sense.
All right, alternate universe. That's fine. Let's go.
It's still ugly.
Yeah, it doesn't. Why would they change the entire design? I don't get it.
Just said it once. I don't know why.
Abominable! And it looks like Angela really does keep her yolk and white separate, so Topher is adopted, along with these 2 white girls. Guess Angela decided she wanted kids too late in life. Aww. Angela is paged, yeah I know, about the 7th Cavalry shooting. Now this is when shit gets funny. Angela dons her Kylo Ren cosplay, drives to a trailer park, immediately breaks into some rando's trailer, and kidnaps the occupant. This tiny-ass woman dragging a grown man into her car is already great, but it gets better. Of course, she goes to her boss, Sheriff Crawford, commandeers his office and tells him she has a 7 KKK in her trunk.
How do you know he's 7K?
I got a nose for white supremacy, and he smells like bleach.
What? Somebody wrote that line and felt, you just know that whoever wrote it on that screenplay and just sat back in his chair and went, yeah.
Yeah. I
uses it 2 times, though.
Great.
I got a taste for chocolate cake, and I've seen some fudge, or something stupid like that. Like, it's some dumb shit like that.
I almost thought, Smudge, that you were gonna go for the black version of that joke.
I just did.
God damn.
Oh, boy. This is dumb.
You know it. You know that's what happened.
Yeah, this is dumb shit. This is really bad writing.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Okay, ER, sure, it's a dumb line, but she's being hyperbolic. She didn't literally sniff him out. All right, we'll give Angela the benefit of the doubt. So this mirror mask dude called Looking Glass takes the kidnapped guy into what they call the pod, which is this universe's even sillier version of a lie detector test.
Really?
After repeating the same question at the guy for a good half minute, LG does confirm the guy is 7K. Angela's response,
Like I said, bleach.
come on, please.
No.
Why would you say it again? Why? It's not funny.
She knew it was this guy.
I know.
She knew he was a white supremacist, and apparently that's enough for him to be brought in.
No due process at all.
Being a white supremacist is enough for him to be brought in, and I would assume, based on the fact that they made him a white supremacist, and who wrote this show,
Who else could it have
and
been?
who our lead is, that we're supposed to take her side here. We're not supposed to think she's completely nuts.
Well, let's say he is a white supremacist. What did he do? Like, what exactly?
That's what I mean. It's supposed to be okay that she didn't catch this guy or has no evidence of him doing anything beyond being a white supremacist.
Yeah, last I checked, you could be whatever you want in America, so long as you abide by the law. You're free to do and say whatever you want and live by that code of whatever ideology. That's fine. You could be a communist. You could be this or that. That's great. So long as you're not robbing banks and killing people, you're cool. What's the problem? I don't know. Anyway, heroes.
Yeah, so that's where we are.
These are our heroes,
That's
guys.
a hero. That's a hero.
Yes, like I said, this is because of who, like, in a better written show, this would probably be like her being morally ambiguous. But that because they made this guy a Proud Boy, because it's the Proud Boys. Let's just.
Their understanding of the Proud Boys, yeah, at the time.
Right. Because he's a Proud Boy, we're supposed to be like, oh, you go, girl. Because she just, rolled up and kidnapped this guy.
Didn't even
it's not like she caught him.
mandate.
It'd be one thing if she caught him, if we got introduced to her doing this, she caught him in the act of attacking someone,
or even just
But no.
planning something
yeah,
and
not sleeping in his trailer,
yeah,
which would be would be a way of showing that she was a brutal police officer committing an evil act, except he's an acceptable target, so it's okay, and we're supposed to say, you go, girl.
yeah. So planning a crime is also a crime. Like if you have intent to do something, and you have all the setup, you have the floor plans, you have all the guns ready, whatever you're going to do. Okay, yeah. If you could prevent that, okay, that would be seen as and I'm sure there's a gray area in the law for that. I don't know the exact, because every state is unique depending on the nature of the crime you're about to commit. But it seems pretty obvious that if some people has like a floor plan and explosives and guns, they're going to break down a safe wall or something at a bank or who knows what.
Yeah, the problem is none of that would be admissible evidence because she just broke into dude's trailer.
You would need a warrant. You need all this illegal...
because there was a video.
Right. So
because a cop got shot.
So that's right. Like I could say I'm going to do all these crazy things, but if I'm not going to do it, it's just a bunch of hot air. And yes, you can get sued for libel. So
it was the cabbage. That's why he got arrested.
Is it the same guy though?
I don't think it is.
Is it Cabbage Man? Anyway, we don't have to belabor this. I know. Like this is, I don't know who wrote this. Absolute
maybe he was
trash.
listening to rap music in that trailer.
Oh, there you go.
And it smelled like cabbages, but then, like, why the bleach thing? Like, it's just
what does bleach
like
have
beans.
to do with anything?
Yeah, it's kind of like the Minority Report law. It's like, oh, we could predict the future. It's like that doesn't make a difference. They haven't done anything yet. You can't just.
Is bleach commonly associated with white supremacists?
Hydrogen peroxide. No.
I mean, famous French actor tried to make it.
It's the new word for cracker.
Is it because bleach is clear?
Yeah,
sold in white bottles.
The power of oxygen molecules. Okay, that's fair. All right. I guess that's white. I don't know.
Why didn't you use the black Twitter favorite and say I have a nose for white supremacy and he smells like mayo?
Ah. At least that's white. Yeah, you're right.
That's what I mean. Like, why bleach? Whatever.
Anyway,
yeah, whatever.
We can keep moving. Okay. I'm very upset that the cast screenshot, what's paused there, is not what I have paused here on the watch together.
Oh.
Because it would be a lot funnier if it was what we have paused on the watch together, or what I have paused on the watch together.
Okay, let's go.
I tried to be nice, but you can't keep repeating, I smelled bleach, and not expect me to laugh my ass off.
Hey, what do you want to drink? Scotch, gin, rum, what do you like?
Bleach.
Angela gets to beating up the 7K guy to get their hideout location, which is out on some farm with some cows. The 7Ks are busy collecting watch batteries for some undisclosed purpose, because of course they are. The 7Ks detect the cops' approach and start tearing up beef. Fortunately for Angela and co, the cows stampede daintily around them so no one gets trampled. Also fortunate for Angela that when she runs up to the only two guys who haven't fled, they don't do shit to stop her. That way it doesn't look as dumb when this 48-year-old 5'3" woman in the most cumbersome get up ever chases them down and beats them up. I was dying when one of the guys mocks Angela with a giant ass poison pill on his tongue, which is already hilarious by itself. But then Angela's idea of getting him to not bite down on it is to start slapping him in the face.
This cannot be a real show.
Somehow, everyone misses that the remaining 7Ks loaded up into a fucking plane until it takes off. Crawford goes after them with Archie, but this futuristic super ship can't catch up to light aircraft. So what does Crawford do?
What?
Whoa, hey now, Skipper. I thought y'all were trying to take in at least...
What happening here? Is it a flamethrower?
Destroy.
Yes. Remember Watchmen?
He destroyed the evidence. They wanted to frame them to destroy it.
Okay.
This cannot have been written by real people.
Forget bullets, guys. Let's deploy the
flamethrower. Of course it
flamethrower.
wasn't written by real people. It was written by Damon Lindelof.
Let's not put bullets in the engine to have the engine to stall and go down. No, let's light the thing on fire.
Oh, people in chat are saying because bleach makes things white. And somebody said, Giga Chad said a reference to keeping clan robes clean, except he's not part of the clan. He's part of the 7th Cavalry, who have masks that are white and black, which you would not want to use bleach on.
All right, here's the cast with $1.11. Thanks again. I shall make a character named White Menace. He throws bleach on hipsters, SJWs, and criminals With modified water pistols, the California crime rate will drop by 90% thanks to the White Menace.
Do it. Do it. It will be
You
funny.
could do some damage. You might even kill people with bleach, so you have to be careful. So, yeah, that stuff burns like crazy. Hydrogen peroxide is no joke, but yeah. Okay. We only have 4 minutes left. Damn, wish we had more.
Yep.
That's what happens
Let's
when
go.
we let large chunks of the video play without talking, because ER is a good
Just
content
good.
creator who makes entertaining videos.
Okay.
At least some of these people alive. Wasn't that the whole point of Angela trying to slap the poison pill out of the other guy? Hot damn, dude. Better yet, Crawford is just as much suicidal as homicidal. He blows the plane up while directly behind it so that the flaming wreckage flies back into Archie's face and takes them down.
Really? Right there.
He dead. I mean, seriously, there's no way
This
anyone could
cannot
survive.
be a real show
How-
written by people.
How convenient. It landed right in front of her.
Yeah, how convenient that these two aircraft landed like less than half a mile away.
What the fuck? Okay.
That.
You okay?
He's not even hurt.
What the fuck?
Yeah, what the fuck? Are cops goddamn invulnerable in this universe? We then get this cool visual transition to what appears to be rain-slick asphalt, then a cliffside leading up to a castle. This old guy on horseback owns the place. I think he's old Ozzy, but can't be sure because all the servants just call him Master.
Yes, he
But
is.
it's also supposed to be dead too, although this whole bit's so disconnected from everything else that it can
Why
just
didn't
be
they
taking
just
place
cast the
earlier
same
or in a
guy?
different timeline. And before time travel.
What is...
Did you guess she was just massaging his old man legs? I sure didn't.
Oh.
Master celebrates his anniversary with his servants, who seem to be not all there.
You like to cut it?
What the...
No idea what any of this is supposed to
What
be.
the
Skip
hell
ahead
is
some, and
going on?
Crawford's
What?
heading out from his home to the hospital because that cop woke up. The 7K presumably take out his tires with a spike strip, and now Crawford just accepts death. Cut to Angela doing the nasty as the phone rings. It's some guy outing her identity and telling her to go to Rollin' Hill. Because Angela is the man of the house, she tells hubby to stay put and goes to Rollin' Hill with her death wish rivaling Rorschach's. And wouldn't you know it, Crawford's already there, just hanging out with Mr. Glass? This guy is likely one of the kids from the beginning. Looking pretty damn good for a centenarian. We end things out on a drop of human bean juice hitting the sheriff's badge.
Oh, it's like the...
And roll credits. Y'all should be embarrassed. I wouldn't want my name attached to this thing either. Really, I'm hard-pressed to praise any element of it. Combining comic book heroes with a rootin' Western aesthetic is a neat idea, but cowboys versus trailer park terrorists goes about as well together as cowboys and aliens. I know this is all from the first episode. Maybe I'm being a little too harsh, a little too soon. Yet the only thing compelling me to continue is hearing more parodies of Rorschach's journal entries.
Overflowing with liberal tears.
Speaking of diary dribble, what has showrunner Damon Lindelof had to say about his controversial rendition? Dear fans of Watchmen, hello there. My name is Damon Lindelof and I am a writer. I am also the unscrupulous bastard currently defiling something that you love. Well, that about says it all right there, doesn't it? The rest is Lindelof rationalizing his pilfering in a bad, overwritten parody of Dr.
Oh
Manhattan's
my
Mars
God.
monologue. I like the part
5 pages of him rambling to justify what he did.
Apparently.
My
Oh.
father never cared about basketball.
It's
he didn't even know
unnecessarily wordy and an exercise in oversharing. Yes, it is. Yes, that is absolutely an exercise in oversharing. But nothing gets people on your side more than telling them about the moment your father died. If any of you, I don't like to use this terminology, but if any of you are in any way familiar with Vox Day and the concept, his explanation of gamma males, that is this entire Instagram post. Is the distilled essence of Vox Day's gamma male.
Yeah, guys, when you do any kind of accomplishment, just say, yeah, I really liked it. I had a good time. I learned a lot. life-changing moment, blah, blah, blah. You know, keep it short. Don't write an essay. Okay? It's not like people go on trips.
It's an oversharing essay about how actually you're the one who's right.
Yeah, this is all this congratulatory self-backpats that...
Like, I did a good thing.
I'm so great. Let me list all the things I had to go through. It's like no one cares.
Yeah, like I said, it's the distilled essence of the gamma male.
Yeah.
And one of the things, I'm going off on a tangent, but one of the things Voxday talks about when he talks about gamma males is the idea of the quote, how they are, quote, the secret king, where no matter what happens, no matter what anyone else thinks, actually they were right, and they are the ones who come out looking the best because reasons. And that's what this is. Yeah. This is him telling you why he's actually the secret king.
Yeah. Well,
and look at the paragraph before that. I try not to pray to God because he detested the idea of God, so I pray to his gods. I pray to Cthulhu. I pray to 42, the eternal. I mean, this is the most. This man gets writing jobs in Hollywood.
Yeah. It's a bit crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's keep going. The Mechanist, thanks for the $1.11 again. I shall make a character named... Wait, oh, sorry, did that. I and Chad, or Land Chad. I regret to inform you that I've only evicted 114 single mothers instead of my promised 115. We'll be committing sewer slide shortly. Also in the show, Dr. Manhattan came back on a black guy and started boning the main woman character.
Yeah, her husband is Dr. Manhattan. Tyler Preston in chat, no, not a beta. Voxday's scale is different than the other more mainstream scale. So when Voxday talks about betas, he doesn't mean the same thing as when people
I think there is
as an insult.
5 scales: alpha, beta,
I don't
delta.
know them all. I just know his because I used to read him more often than I do now.
Well, the Greek alphabet these days is a bit mismatched. So
a beta on the Voxday scale is actually not that bad. It's just like a kind of he's the alpha's best friend who is moderately attractive and easy to talk to. I'm not going to go into the whole thing, and I'm not even advocating for that as a system. I'm just pointing out that this matches the gamma male secret king oversharing, look at how cool I am thing.
Yeah.
Call it whatever you want. I call Damon Lindelof an idiot and a hack. He's almost as much of a hack as Emil Pagliarulo.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I will never miss an opportunity to take a dig at that guy.
Yeah, we've noticed. Joe.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Crazy, thank you for the 5. The dude in the wheelchair is later revealed to be Hooded Justice. He put on makeup on his eyes so people wouldn't know he's African American.
Wasn't Hooded Justice in the comics literally a Nazi?
No. Hooded Justice was like a guy who stepped in before the comedian would have raped Jupiter.
I know, but wasn't he literally a Nazi in the comics?
No.
I'm pretty sure he was.
No, he wasn't.
I don't know. It's been a while. Oh, Tyler Preston. Omega males on that scale are men who are completely removed from the dating game for reasons outside their control, usually psychosis or permanent physical disfigurement.
Huh.
Anyway.
All right. Well, we have a minute and a half left. Let's go.
Where he's honest about bringing up his own father's death for sympathy points. Classy as hell. Lindelof has to do these showy apologisms because 1, the dude's known for them, and 2, Alan Moore is known for despising adaptations of his works and refuses to attach his name to them.
The thing that I'm dead set against is basically it's adaptation.
Lindelof, a self-proclaimed true fan, is ostensibly going against Moore's wishes, so he has to pretend he feels slightly bad about doing it. But Lindelof at least wants to stay true to the source material, right? Since he's such a true fan. So for example, because Watchmen involved its Cold War setting so heavily with its storyline, what could Lindelof use as a modern-day equivalent? I can no longer deny that our country is completely and totally divided by race. This seemed to be the new Cold War, and there is a reckoning that should be happening. As a white man and a beneficiary of this, do I approach this with guilt and shame, or can I approach it from a vantage point of service? In an interview with my...
Oh god, ER's the best. Oh man.
I had no
I'm
idea
sorry.
that America was divided by race in 2009.
Me neither.
Oh god.
Okay.
Anyway, Flint Glockwood in chat, a lambda male on Vox's scale is gay. Just so you know.
H.
That's what that is.
How does that work?
I told you, I remember the whole thing.
No, God.
I don't actually,
Hey.
base my life around it or consider it definitive or anything. I just remember it.
Yeah. All right. Well, we're almost done, so I'll just... There's nothing to say. It's good stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, just
personal favorite media outlet, Vox, Lindelof said part of his approach was to build a writer's room that had only 3 white men in it, which then forced him to understand just how much white...
This music is awesome. I'm just sorry.
Oh, God.
Don't play. Read the text.
All right.
It's just every single time, like it's one of these J.J. Abrams goons. It's just every time it comes to this, I swear to God.
Yeah, and it's always a fellow white person.
A fellow white person. By the way, I'm Jewish.
That was the implication. Yes.
All right.
Because people. Never mind.
Okay.
Let's just end.
Let's go.
It's almost done. We're like nothing to talk about.
And had been his tribe to that point.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, God. Oh, no.
Okay.
Shut it down.
Oh, no.
Oh, shut it down.
It's a joke. It's all a joke.
Well, Lindelof, I'm sure your incredibly unnecessary sequel disrespecting the original creator and his material and its sheer awfulness is definitely going to help heal the racial divide.
That's how Bleach connects. Oh, this is the best pause screen I've ever seen.
What the hell is going on here?
Someone should bring this.
Oh, boy. All right. Almost done. 9 seconds.
Bro. Or bring lynchings back in vogue.
You think I can lift 200 pounds?
Who watches The Watchmen? No one with anything better to do.
Oh.
Beautiful. Absolutely.
You know what the best part is? The best part is the video ended, and it just ended. It wasn't no one with anything better to do. And then it
Just
didn't
like the
start
Watchmen
playing
TV
music,
show.
and then he went, "Thanks for watching, everyone, and thanks to today's sponsor, Loot Crate."
Yeah.
Oh, God.
It's a great,
there's a
video.
short video.
I miss
in
him.
memes. In memes, there's a continuation. It's only 30 seconds long.
Oh.
I miss him.
Okay, well, let's
Come back to us, ER.
I'm playing it right now.
Wait till you see the.
All right.
No.
Are you playing it on Watch Together? Or are you playing it on Streamlab?
Oh, you want to play it on Watch Together? Okay, fine.
Well, I want to see it.
Play on Watch Together.
Let's live react to it.
All right. Here we go.
It's only 30 seconds. Should only take us an hour.
1 sec. Okay, here we go.
Wait till you see the. No, 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 no.
No, sorry. For me, it's kind of just because it's not uploading the video.
Look at the top of his head.
How is this show that came out in 2019 worse than the movie that came out in 2009?
Hey, glowing eyes is very difficult, you know. Like, you have to track the entire head.
It's blue body paint. You couldn't CGI him. Did they not have CGI
they
in the budget?
They had CGI for the owl ship, but nothing else.
Yeah.
They blew the entire CGI budget in the first episode.
Just with the owl man.
Oh, he tried it.
Oh, okay. All right, this is a real scene from the show. Oh yeah, I remember.
Why is the president's wife from 24 holding a dildo?
Yeah.
Anybody remember 24? She played the president's wife.
Yeah. Great step up in your acting career. Hear me. Me when I hear Damon Lindelof talked about white people. It is as I suspected.
Life.
Oh, I am tired of Earth. These people. I am tired of being caught in the tangent of their lives.
George Manhattan.
Boy.
Oh God.
Oh, I miss him.
That was great.
I miss him.
We gotta wait for that Netflix Avatar video.
Yeah.
Let's see. He still hasn't liked anything on Twitter since September.
Yeah.
I
He
tell you,
hasn't
once
posted since
Netflix
September.
Avatar comes out, he will
come
resurrect
back.
himself. He's gonna get angry enough to come back.
Well, I think Bebop was just sort of insulting to not talk about.
Well, I don't think like Bebop was really close to him anyway. So
Yeah, Avatar is his cheek.
Avatar, Steins Gate.
Oh, really?
what
Steins
else?
Gate? Oh.
Death Note. Yeah.
Steins Gate was his thing.
Yeah, Steins Gate. He has been working on a Steins Gate video for like 4 or 5 years now, and like he said, like that was the thing that was breaking him.
Really? Huh.
Yeah.
He
Interesting.
still hasn't posted on YouTube. He hasn't posted on BitChute.
Yeah. Well, guys, that was fun. Glad we covered another great video. I mean, we're doing good videos. It's what a strange.
Oh, that was wonderful.
Yeah, it's what a strange take for us to now do good videos as opposed to crazy bad ones. So.
I honestly would be more open to good videos.
Well.
We need to cover more good videos. And by more good videos, I mean the rest of ER's back catalog.
Yes. We must go to the uncensored territory.
We could have an ER day. That'd be great. Once a month.
We'll do an ER day until we've covered his whole back catalog.
All right.
Some of them will have to be spaced out because if I remember, his Star Wars videos are pretty long, if I remember correctly.
Yeah. And his Steven Universe video it only exists in Behors or other sites.
I don't think I want to do another Steven Universe.
Nah.
Ever. There's no reason to.
There's a Hitler speech in one of them.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Anyway, guys, thank you so much. That was fun times. Keep those suggestions coming.
His Force Awakens video is an hour and 15 minutes.
Yeah. So we'll talk to you real soon. Keep the suggestions coming, and have a great evening. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.